Oh no, white powdery stuff found in the White House. Let's go on air. Hey everybody, this is Tom of Tom's Talk Show, and yes, of course, there's reports now that there's been actual cocaine found in the White House, and of course the people on the right, they're jumping all the conclusions and everything else that somehow Hunter brought this in, that he's just furthering and continuing his binge of constant drug addiction and ladies of the evening and all of that. Well, I'm not a Hunter Biden or Biden supporter by any means, but I like finding truth and facts where they can be found. So here we go, an ABC News article just stating it was found on the grounds floor of the White House near the West entrance. Typically, they're saying here that's where visitors come in and out and tours come in and out. So it could have been anybody, kind of thing is what they're basically saying. So, and Biden and his family were at Camp David at the time, probably for the 4th of July holiday. So the U.S. Secret Service allowed the substance in the White House through their extensive screening process that Congress funds. So there's going to be some type of oversight. They're going to find out why this happened. They have screening that has a magnetometer and x-rays, the bags and everything else. I mean, anybody could have brought that in, really. If we want to jump over to Snopes, who's fairly, I would say Snopes is very, very left-leaning. Everybody's posting, oh, Hunter Biden left it there, blah, blah, blah. I don't think so. I mean, it's not going to redeem the guy just that because he didn't, the laptop is still there. All of the texts that are coming out is still there. I mean, this may have actually been, grander conspiracy theory would be that this was planted in order to make sure that Hunter was not, put as suspect because we knew he was going to be gone. So let's find this in here to say that it's, see, he's not doing it, doing this stuff. So, you can dig as far as you want on conspiracy theories. So, it's causing reporters to, talk about it and spread around. And maybe the rumor is, the continued rumor about it is better than, a conviction, right? He got a slap on the wrist for his tax stuff. So let's somebody drop this off here and try and pin him on that. So, yes, initial reports were found and said it was found in the library, citing a dispatched call to the DC Fire and EMS Services. The secret spokesperson told New York Times that the dispatch call was incorrect. We reached out to the Secret Service to independently verify the detail. They'll update later. So we don't know exactly where it was or where they found it. So things are getting sketchy. Biden's run out of the White House. According to AP, Hunter left for Camp David on June 30th. They returned to the White House on July 4th. So that's very verifiable, like when they were gone. Does that mean on, the middle of the day, early morning, June 30th, he couldn't have, actually left something in there? Yeah, but I think all of these areas are searched, probably fairly regularly. But if you want to think that your government is above reproach or anything else, a quick search here will show you there's a quick list of 10 politicians who have been linked to cocaine in the past. And one of them, freshman Congress Trey Rattle, a Republican from Florida, became first sitting U.S. representative to be convicted of a cocaine offense. 37-year-old pleaded guilty misdemeanor possession charges following his attempt to score 3.5 grams of coke from an undercover cop in October. This was in November of 2013. So your fun President Barack Obama also said he admittedly had a taste for cocaine as well. Former New York Governor Dave Patterson, Toronto Mayor Rob Ford, President George Bush, Vice President candidate Sarah Palin, Virginia Senator Chuck Robb, Representative Ron Dellums, Charlie Wilson, former D.C. Mayor Marion Barry. So, I mean, the list, I mean, I'm sure if we actually had the truth and the facts, I'm sure it's probably somewhere, probably in the 60 to 70% of people in government, that have had their deal with drugs, their, or consistently, using drugs. I mean, some of them, seems like their brain has been fried for years. I mean, come on. So the fact that this was found in the White House and it's a lot of high traffic in there really doesn't surprise me. It should not surprise anybody. The list of these names here flows on both sides of the aisle. So it's not, linked to just one side or the other. So I think this is just a big red herring that, they're just using to try and steer, some traffic away. Either one side's going to use it right to say, oh, it's him, it's Hunter, he's still doing it, he's still worthless, he's still nothing. And reality is, I mean, my hope, personally for Hunter Biden would be that he would actually get his life together, that he would come clean and say, listen, I did all of these crimes and I want to be able to, take whatever the punishment is for all of them. I'll just plead guilty to all of them. I need to redeem himself. He needs to redeem himself and just do that. Just come right out of the open and say, I had a problem, right? I'm going into therapy. I'm trying, that's kind of the 12-step process, right? You're going into therapy, you have to reconnect, with family, and then go and actually apologize to people, take the punishments for all the things that you did and own up to all of it, and then turn your life around and move on, right? I mean, that's what we want for, anybody and anybody's kids, not just, I mean, as a parent, you want to be there to protect your kids, but sometimes when they're as bad as Hunter Biden is, maybe it's time to let him, say, yeah, he's got to actually come out. Like if Joe came out and said, no, yeah, he's got a problem and we're going to help him if he wants help, right? That would be probably the best answer, that they could give, for him. But because it's, the Biden family, the Biden crime family, as we all like to say, anything that's going to be there, even if it were linked back to Hunter, it's all going to be swept under the carpet. I mean, it's all going to just be gone. I mean, they're going to make up some excuse. They're going to be, do whatever, say, oh, it wasn't his, it wasn't enough, it wasn't blah, 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 whatever, right? It would all be swept under the carpet, even if it was his, which I still don't think that it was. I'm very highly, highly doubtful that any of that was his. I mean, listen, we've got enough, right? We got crimes in probably, at least 20 of the states in the country, right, to charge him with. So another little, bag of powder in the White House, that I think says more for the lack of security, lack of, decorum and seriousness about, letting people into the White House and not searching people thoroughly. That says more about that, which I guess the White House security was governed by Nancy Pelosi at the time. So is this, so who's actually in charge of it now and guiding it? Is it Mitch McConnell? Is, who's taking control of that? So there are some things that may backfire out on it. But I really don't think anything much is going to come of it. What do you think? Think this is going to be bad for one side or the other, or are you convinced because of anecdotal evidence out on the internet that this was Hunter's? I mean, I've shown you a list here. These are 10 people that have bounced around with the powders, and I'm sure there's many other people doing many other things inside our government. Many of them probably much worse. So there you go. All right. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and have a great day.